Welcome to another episode of Everybody's Got Something. I'm your host, Seth Hoffman. Today on the show, we have Thomas Dewars, musician, songwriter, Sideman Extraordinaire. Today he's the main man. Let's get into it and have a good time. Thomas, it's a pleasure to have you back on the show.
It's great. Thanks for having me back.
And last time you were here as a sideman. Today you're the main man.
I guess.
And we are going to be discussing a pretty awesome project that you have recorded.
Thanks for having me on, and thanks for the opportunity to do a little self-promotion.
Well, listen, musicians and artists, that's not always our strength is promoting, but your treasure and the sounds you make should be spread to the world. So certainly anything I can do to facilitate that,
awesome.
I'm honored to do.
If it wasn't for you, Seth, there wouldn't be any. No. Honestly, thanks for having me. It's fun to be here.
Yeah, it's great to have you. So how did it go from, as you said, Sideman Extraordinaire to saying, I'm going to do my songs full album? How did that process come to be?
You know, I think when I was maybe 18 or 19, maybe 20, I was like, fronting bands and writing songs and stuff.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah. I don't know what I was thinking about, being frontman kind of guy. But so I've always kind of done songwriting stuff. It's just time-wise,
Yeah.
You get children.
Yep, these things happen.
I'm looking at your child over there.
He's
He's
right.
off camera. But it takes a lot of time and effort.
Yes.
And
If you do it right.
if you do it
Some
right.
people are like, what? That doesn't take any time at all. But yeah, if you do it right, it takes a bit of time and effort.
So for decades I really stopped playing music and doing stuff. But now I'm newly retired. There's
Congratulations.
There's a lot of a little more time and effort. Maybe there's a little more time. There doesn't seem to be a lot more time. I don't know how I fit in work.
Well, you're in the process of finishing a move, and hopefully that will settle, and you'll have it sounds like you have some music space there where you'll be able to devote some more time there.
We're moving into a house in Placitas, and got studio space, and so hopefully it'll be an inspirational place. I don't know which camera to look at.
I know, there's a light that's on.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
It's that one.
Yeah. Sometimes what I do is I see the light and intentionally look at a different one. It's always fun to do. Cool. So had this been brewing for a while, some of these songs, and been saying, hey, Thomas, you got to do this. You got to do that.
Sure. Like I said, I think you intimated at the start that I'd played with a number of bands. I think it was probably COVID.
Yeah.
COVID changed a lot of things for a lot of people, and I don't think we give it a lot of credit for the impact it had.
I know, it's like you got to be careful. You can't say anything good about it.
Negative impact, but there was some positivity at least with it. And so it just started playing instruments. Like I bought a pedal steel guitar. I was like, I'm going to learn to play pedal steel. So so it started there. I guess thought that I'd play some of my songs. I played. A couple songs in different bands, smattering, giving it a try. So I thought that I'd just record a bunch of them and we'd let it rip and see what happens.
All right. And so when did it go from kind of the idea that you'd like to do an album to actually, all right, I'm going to get some studio time and talk to these musicians?
Yeah, I don't think it started out as an album. It was like, let's go in the studio and record some songs.
Okay.
So I think, I don't know who got me started. All this was recorded at Rio Grande Studios with Ken Riley, who's just fabulous. He's acted as producer. He played guitar on some of the songs, and it was just a blast. It was a great recording experience. So I'd gone in with, I don't think it was Tony Wilson or somebody, and did a couple songs. And then I was a sideman on an album with Japheth Singleton. And we recorded it all there, and it was just a great experience. So I was like, well, I'm going to try this out, dig into my pocketbook and pay for some studio time and record some stuff. So that's how it happened.
Okay, and then over how many days, weeks, months did the process take?
Probably 2 years, year and a half.
Is that right?
Like
okay,
that.
so
I don't think it was going to be an album maybe till like a couple of months ago.
Okay, so it's just like, see what happens, see what comes from
it's
this.
going to be an album. So I got Mikey Jaramillo did the cover art.
Awesome.
And
he's quite a talent.
Had a number of my friends play on it. So it was kind of little bit of spontaneity.
Okay. And what was when you first went in there, what was the first song that kind of went in there thinking, all right, this is what I'm going to start with? This is...
Oh, I don't remember.
No?
No, maybe it was 100 Year Flood. I think I played that with Dio Navarez.
Yeah.
In Hondo Coyote. He plays that around. Yeah. So it may have been...
Shout out to Dio. He was the first guest ever on the show, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
And this is episode 60?
This is episode 60, yeah.
Wow. And Dio was number 1.
Number 1.
Dang.
Bless you, Dio, for blessing this show.
That was a long
and blessing
time.
Your
That
album.
was a long time ago.
It was over 2 years ago, man. 2.5 years, something.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. So that was the first one. All right. So what can you tell us about the process and being in the studio, and any little stories or anecdotes about just, I don't know, creative revelations or collaborations?
I think the songs have been, they sort of float around in the ether of my head. My head can be described as an ether.
Yeah.
More so now than maybe when I was younger. But, and every once in a while, you just got to put some energy and attention into it. I don't know. It's not an easy process for me. It's not like I can say, I just, this song wrote itself while I was dreaming. No, I'm waiting for that to happen, but so far it hasn't. It hasn't happened yet.
Well, I'm very excited. What we're going to do is we're going to hear some clips of a number of the songs and just kind of listen to it for a little bit, and then kind of whatever comes to mind as far as what inspired the song, anything to do with the recording of it, and we'll just kind of flow with it.
Cool. I'll try and talk with my hands more like you.
Oh, sure. You can. Yeah, give it a whirl. Give it a whirl. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's try. We can do it without just our hands, without voices. Let's see how that works. Okay. All right. So let's see what is on the menu for the first song that we are going to hear.
Baby and me, we got the vibes when around eating, we get all sides. We're both gonna get out alive, telling that to the old folks. Somehow morning we're feeling fine, out there laying on the Columbine, kicking and hollering like a chorus line. Seems like nothing else matters.
Well, let's find out. Thomas is going to tell us. So tell us which song this was, and what can you tell us about this one?
Let's see. The Magic Fingers part. I don't know what to actually go into here. This is, there's some semi-autobiographical aspects to all of these songs. Okay. Everything has a little bit of me, but there's also a lot of fiction that I interject. And this one song in particular has got a lot of attention because there's a mention of a washing machine. There's a reference to a washing machine, and this is how rumors get started. Okay. I don't know. I just sort of made that up. Okay. But it's kind of taken on a world of its own.
You mean that there's a washing machine in recorded in the
track?
No,
there's a reference in the lyrics to a washing machine.
Oh, gotcha.
I won't go into detail.
Okay. We'll have to use our imagination.
Well, or listen to the song.
Uh-huh.
And anyway, yeah. But I finished the lyrics like the day before we recorded it, and I had something about playing a fife, and I was like, I had a flute over on in my bedroom when I was doing this, and I was like, I'm gonna play flute. So it's got flute on it.
Okay, and it hit you. It's like this.
Yeah.
This song calls for some flute.
Yeah. I don't think anybody was really happy about recording the flute, but I thought the flute works. So
I think so.
I think there's an interplay between the flute and the lead acoustic guitar thing. Yeah. So it's kind of a masculine, feminine thing, maybe. Something like that.
I like that.
Anyway, yeah, no, I finished the lyrics of this song.
All right, Magic Fingers.
The Magic Fingers. People who played on this song is Chris Perkins. Played drums, and his brother Jason Howard played bass. Shout out to you guys in Muskogee, Oklahoma. Those guys were driving over from Muskogee.
Is that right?
In the middle of a big windstorm. Maybe the windstorm never stops. Maybe there's always a continual windstorm there.
Yes.
But they were driving over, and so I was sort of texting them little bits and
Okay.
sounds, and then the next day we went to the studio and recorded it. So
Very
yep.
cool.
Anyway.
Very cool. Awesome. So Magic Fingers. All right.
So Magic Fingers, you know, I don't know, you're of a certain age, but I'm older than you are, I think, by quite a lot. Decades maybe, I don't know,
Probably
Seth.
not so much.
We could talk about this offline,
Yes,
but
yes.
Magic Fingers, where you go into cheap hotels, you know, motels, and they'd have the Magic Fingers
Oh, sure.
bed,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. You plop in the quarter in
Put in
there.
a quarter in there and you get a little massage.
I remember that. I never found it quite like a massage. You know, I'm like, it's like, okay, I guess you can call that a massage. Like someone just starts shaking.
I don't know what you call it.
But
I
okay,
don't-
and that's what they're called, the Magic
Well, I don't
Fingers
know. I
beds.
think, yeah, Magic Fingers bed. Yeah, I don't think you see them anymore, which
I know. What
maybe
happened to those?
speaks to, you know, the validity of
Free
the
cable,
idea.
free Wi-Fi, Magic Fingers.
Magic
bed.
Fingers. You don't see it anymore, but anyway,
Yeah.
yep, that's where it comes from.
All right. And is that maybe one of your nicknames, Magic Fingers?
No.
Okay.
But maybe it should be.
It should be.
Yeah.
Thomas Magic Fingers.
You're going to start something, so.
I know you get these sales are going to show. Like, I got to meet this fella.
Everybody's got something.
That's right. And Thomas got magic fingers. All right. Let's see what's next on the menu. Next on the
We
sound
don't know.
menu.
It's
I like this. I like it. Yes.
Spontaneity.
Well, my friend, here we are again. You're stinking, blind, and stumbling. Past out while I fail again to understand your suffering. What the hell am I supposed to do? The rescues never worked before.
I could see this. I'm picturing in my mind like you ever been to that place, Dirty Bourbon?
Yeah.
I could like a whole dance floor of people just like grooving to that
It's
song.
a waltz. It's a waltz, yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. So tell us a little bit about the origin.
A little more serious than the previous song.
Yeah.
It's about, finally, cutting ties with people who aren't healthy to be around.
Yes.
I think maybe that's a life lesson.
I think it's
Hopefully,
underrated lesson.
Yeah. So it was a time of my life where I was, cutting off some ties with some unhealthiness in my life, and so it was an emotional song. It was also the time when there were fires going on in the Sangre de Cristos, so there was the world was on fire and things. So it was a little bit of a dark song, but hopefully it's got some uplift to it.
Yeah, I could feel my spirit lifted. It's got a real good energy to it. Beautiful vocals of that. And who's that? There was some mandolin in there.
Beautiful vocals.
Yeah.
You heard it here, folks.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Soulful.
No one's ever called my voice beautiful before.
We'll get used to it.
Seth,
Get
have me on
used
every
to
week. Keep the compliments coming.
They're coming. They're not stopping.
Nope. So on this album, it became, there's some people that play on it. I think Deborah Orlovsky needs a shout out. She played accordion and sang background vocals, which wasn't an easy thing.
Yeah.
Deborah's nothing but the hardest working person in Albuquerque music. So shout out to Debo. But she did the background vocals and did a fabulous job and played accordion and provided inspiration and So she plays on this, and Terry Bloom, I think, played bass, or I may have played bass on this. I think Terry Bloom played bass, and Zoom Crespine. That was a time of I played with Dirty Old Town.
Yes.
And played with them, so I brought those guys on. So they played on this song, and so
quite a lineup of top musicians on there.
Great musicians. It was a lot of fun to record. Again, Ken Riley acted as producer and sort of tempers my ideas and makes everything sound better.
Yeah.
So I played pedal steel, I played guitar, I played mandolin. I think that's it on this song. But
And out of curiosity, you mentioned you got this pedal steel, and you're like, I'm going to learn. How long from when you first got that to like, all right, now I'm recording this on the album?
a couple years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pedal steel was kind of It's kind of a good old man instrument because you can sit down. You can sit down, and as my hands get progressively more arthritic, it's like I can still hold on to the bar and still do something.
Sure.
So it's a good old man's instrument.
Okay, good to know. Good to know. Very cool. Very cool. All right. I'm curious, you were mentioning about that song about cutting ties. A lot of times we feel like, oh, I've learned all the lessons we can, but you find you're continuing to. Was this lesson, was this like a recent lesson, or is it kind of over time?
Yeah. Certainly over time, but I'm still learning.
Yes. Because that's a lot of people, I think, we don't realize that we have more of a say-so in how our story goes, and we do like, well, this is just I'm this person, this unhealthy thing, but we could be like, hey, you know what? I can create some boundaries if it's going to serve me and probably serve the ones you love as well.
You reach a tipping point, I think, and you feel it in your gut.
Yeah. Well, I commend you for it's not always easy to do, but it's one of those things that you're like, whoa, that's a weight off of my soul here.
Yeah.
All right. Well, on to the next sound menu piece we're going to hear.
Sound menu.
Oh, soak them beans, soak them if you got them. Soak them beans, know that infinitum. Soak them beans, show us what you get. You add a little water and you put them in a pot and then you soak them. 'Cause they're beans. A 5-boy in Ohio wanted all that cheese. Sit some little kidneys as pretty as you please. They just open up the can and pour them right on top. They've been doing it for years. They ain't gonna stop and they don't soak them.
I mean, that sounds like a number one to me right off the bat there. So tell me the story. You're telling me there's a little story of how this song came to be.
It was those guys were driving from Muskogee. It was the Muskogee guys. Chris and Jason playing bass and drums on this, and I was like this is a Sunday, we're going to studio on Monday. It was like I was trying to come up with lyrics, and I had this Soak Them Beans song just because you cook pinto beans, you gotta soak them.
Yeah.
Although Kevin Kinane apparently says you don't have to soak them. That's
right?
An old wives' tale or something.
Is that right?
So we're
Kevin, if you're out there, maybe we need to have a little bean talk.
We're starting some controversy, a little bit of conflict here, because I think you got to soak beans.
Big Daddy, we gotta find out.
You can't put them in a pressure cooker or an Instapot. It's not the same thing.
Gotta soak them.
Gotta soak them.
Soak them, and have you been a bean soaker for?
I've been a bean soaker all my life.
All your life, and now the song can.
Bring
it to life.
And you just throw lyrics together and you spin it out there. I don't know why people are like coming to me all the time saying, hey, you're the Soak Them Beans guy.
Right. And that song almost was not even part of the album or a song at all. That just sort of
It was one of the last ones we recorded, and it.
Isn't that wild how
And
that
now,
happens?
I got a reputation to uphold now.
Wow. It's almost kind of an inspiration to. Like, all right, write a song about some random thing. You've got 10 minutes and do it. And sometimes you get some treasures like that.
Sometimes, yeah, I guess.
Wow.
I don't know if I'd call this song a treasure, but
listen.
Anyway, it was fun.
I don't think anyone's going to hear that and not just immediately kind of come to life out of their chair.
The fun thing with this one was we got through recording it, and then we went to mix it. Ken was mixing it, and it was like, there's a big spot there where we didn't have any solo recorded.
Okay.
And so he was like, he had this old Rickenbacker slide guitar, old, lap steel guitar. Yeah. And he's like, do this. And so we just did it right there, like 5 minutes, ripped off a solo, and that becomes kind of defining part too. So spontaneity rules.
Wow. And have you played this one live yet?
No, it's never been played live.
Well, I think that might be a good one too. All right, Soak Them Beans.
Soak Them Beans.
Gosh, I can't wait to continue listening to this song, all these songs again and again.
There's some Latin phrasing there, so it's an educational experience as well.
Okay.
A little Latin. I don't think
a little frijoles, something.
There's nothing. You don't get enough Latin anymore.
Yeah.
We don't hear any Latin anymore.
Yes. Okay. All right. Well, I look forward to more of that. All right. Next, drum roll. La próxima canción.
You think the world had gone insane. Something told me not to do it, but the fates were calling strong, as if some kind of guardian angel thought it wise to play along. Now I'm stuck out here defenseless in this mescalero sand, while that pesky Pecos River tries to steal your grand. Now I'm stuck out here defenseless in this mescalero sand, where that pesky Pecos River tries to steal.
Okay, tell us what's this one called?
As I listen to my voice on this song, I'm reminded that everybody's got something.
Yes.
Today, it's allergies. I have terrible juniper allergies,
Yes,
and I
you're not
remember
alone. You're not
when
alone.
we recorded that song. I can tell from the sound of my
Yes.
voice, it was during juniper times.
Okay, well then it's like you get these different textures. You should record at different times of the year to get different textures.
Yeah,
of the voice.
no, I don't know if we should have recorded it during those times, but we did. Anyway, yeah, that's the title track of the album, Thief of the Pecos Valley. And it has the Debo, you hear Debo
Yes,
singing and
yes.
playing accordion, and Terry Bloom and Zoom Crespin played drums and bass. And
Can you
that's
tell us about the title, what
this
it
song.
kind of inspired?
I think it was mostly. I used to play in a band, and I still sort of do. They're kind of on a hiatus or something. Called 5 Miles West in Hobbs. Shout out to those guys. And sometimes you drive back at 2 a.m. From Hobbs, and you go through Roswell and you head up, right? So you cross the Pecos River. So it's Pecos River Valley, and I'm a geologist by training.
Oh, that rocks.
And the Thief of the Pecos Valley is really a Pecos River.
Okay.
And so I won't go into the nerdy stuff about Miocene stream capture or whatever, but the Rio Grande River and the Pecos River have been doing this kind of dance.
Yeah.
And the Pecos River is trying to go up and steal the Rio Grande River. So
Is that right?
That's the double entendre.
Okay,
or
so that's
whatever.
okay.
Yeah, but it's about traveling somewhere with somebody and they kind of leave you there abandoned. So it's kind of abandoned, but there's a geologic aspect to it. A lot of these songs, like the 100-Year Flood song,
Yeah.
there's geology intertwined with stuff.
Okay, so how many years have you been a geologist?
Oh, since I was a child,
Wow.
19 years old, something like that.
Wow. Okay.
And I'm old.
Wow.
Which camera? I'm old.
That's incredible. Well, that's another good reason to be a geologist, because compared to that stuff, you're not very old at all, right?
Right.
Good
Right. Yeah.
perspective.
Yeah, 6 million years ago,
Yeah.
Pecos River came down.
Yeah.
Finally stole the stuff from the Rio Grande, emptied into the Gulf of Mexico. So
What a cool. See?
there's been this dance.
So there's a good amount of educational material.
There's education content. Soap
Incredible.
beans,
Yeah.
Miocene stream capture,
Wow. A little Latin.
the Latin. There's more. There's
Okay.
more. There's more.
Wow. Who needs to go to school? Just listen to this album on repeat. We get lots of good lessons.
You
here.
get some lessons.
Okay. All right. Well, that was the title track, and on to the next song.
Bumper sticker. Who and what or why all these people here? They come for the fun and then they lakeland they're all on water. Leave the pockets full of red and green. Drawing around yellows. There's too many Texans. Too many Texans in this town. The bars are full of these Texans. Not enough bars to go around. Rule it down so you can spot them all a mile away. A big noise, big trucks, big heads, and big hair.
I like this. The shot. You get this little head, and little hands coming up and stuff.
That's It won't be long before I will be the co-host, and he'll take over the.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
main-
You'll be the one with the head, little
Yeah,
head,
yeah. Like,
and the
can I
hands.
tell you something? Wait. All right. So tell us about this number.
Yeah, so I thought this was going to be the runaway hit in New Mexico because it's a song about Too Many Texans. And I think it derived from doing gigs in Red River and Ruidoso, and there's always these big trucks.
Yes.
And there's Texans. And I lived in Texas, and this is just a song, folks. It's not like, you know, I'll get a lot of hate mail or something from Texans, but I just thought it was one of those songs. I don't write a lot of songs on the piano. It's mostly just guitar, but this one was a piano.
Okay, that's
chord.
where it started with you at a piano. That's how the
piano,
song came.
yeah, and there was a couple of versions of different. There's a lot. You know, I have reams of lyrics that I've thrown away and didn't make it.
Yeah.
Didn't make the cut, but
Right.
yeah, Too Many Texans. Yeah, it's self-explanatory. You go someplace, there's too many Texans.
And have you played it for some Texans, or have they heard?
Never.
Okay.
Never. So this is the inaugural public release of Too Many Texans, and I await all the hate mail.
Maybe it'll be like when Neil Young wrote like Southern Man.
And then
they,
right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Gonna get some hate mail from some
All
Texans, but nobody seems to like this song, so it's not gonna.
I don't. Well, just until they hear it, then they're gonna like it.
Maybe. Anyway,
right.
I mean, at the end of the song, it comes back around, and it's like, you know, we appreciate Texans. I like Texans. I lived in Texas.
Yeah.
I like, but you're in New Mexico. I lived in Oklahoma, New Mexico, all the surrounding states. People have kind of a love-hate thing going.
Texas has a strong presence.
It does.
The Texans are they're patriotic.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it. As a state, it's a great state.
Yeah.
Not as great as New Mexico.
No, well, New Mexico's top of the list, and New Mexico is going to maybe help put Texas on the map, as they say.
But there again, you know, there's a Supreme Court case dealing with water rights where New Mexico owes Texas some water, and
is that right?
I think that's scandalous.
The water scandal.
So there's some geology in this song too.
Okay, I like that. There should be a whole bit of like notes where you can. It's like
some educational.
You could teach a whole course on this album. How cool would that be?
Maybe I'll do that.
Can you imagine that, Professor Thomas? They're like, wow, I like it.
I could do that.
Beautiful. All right.
La próxima.
La próxima. You ready, Shane?
You ready?
Trying to buck those tornadoes and train wrecks. Full of longing, full of caring, full of love that often felt like pain. At once way too trusting, but suspicious of the rain. A marriage lasted 8 long years, and even that was miraculous. Dealing with those tornadoes and train wrecks. When the air got to swirling round and our feet barely touched the ground, the head-on collision.
Beautiful. I mean, these songs. I feel like this could be like a soundtrack for a movie. This album.
Oh, I hope so.
I hope so too.
Yeah.
I hope so too, because they really create a whole mood. There's a lot of imagery, it's like a full experience. So tell us what we're hearing.
I think, you know, I bought a guitar from somebody, and the same day my cousin died, a cousin that I grew up with. And we were little together, and she died a couple of years ago, February, I think, last month.
My condolences.
Yeah, no. So this song is kind of, she had a really rough life, so not to go into details or anything, but that's where this sort of derived from. It's sort of maybe a dedication.
Okay.
Dedication and stuff to someone who lived a hard life and still was persevering.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
Any stories from your childhood, or any good time memories that come to mind?
Well, the tornadoes and train wrecks aspect of it, I think I said earlier that I never had anything that came out of a dream. But you have those anxiety dreams, you show up to kindergarten and you're just wearing your underwear or something. I never had those things. But my anxiety dreams were either tornadoes or train wrecks, or sometimes tornadoes and train wrecks. Yeah. So it's like, when things get hectic in your life, it manifests in my head as, dreams of tornadoes or something.
Yes.
And I lived in Oklahoma for 14 years, so
You lived in Oklahoma? For
Yeah,
13 years?
I was actually a college professor. So
Is that so? So there we go.
you intimated that in the. So once a college professor, always a college
That's
professor.
right.
But in Oklahoma, you know, when the tornado sirens go off,
Yeah.
that's when you see your neighbors. Everybody's outside looking. You haven't seen this person for years, and they're out there in the street. We're all looking up at the sky, you know, waiting for the hail to start falling.
Wow.
Waiting for the sky to fall, as the song goes. But anyway, so yeah, I have an intimate relationship with tornadoes somewhat. But so anyway,
Have you actually like seen
oh
a
yeah,
real?
yeah.
Yeah. How close?
Oh, not far away. You know, I lived in Norman, Oklahoma, and south of Oklahoma City, and in between there is a city called Moore. Moore seemed to always get hit with tornadoes, so
Yeah.
you could see the mesocyclone spinning
Yeah.
and stuff. You know, so.
I grew up in Wisconsin. We would always have like the tornado warnings, but it was always the next Jefferson County got all of them. I just remember going up like, I felt jealous of them.
Illinois, they stop at the Wisconsin.
Yeah,
Illinois
they
border.
don't want to pay the tolls. And, yeah,
Right.
yeah. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. All right, well, I think we're gonna hear a couple more.
Cool.
Shane, how does that sound?
How you doing, Shane?
Great.
Good. All right.
I try not to stare as I stare into my beer. Kick up your club and views of which you are reputed. Shooting arrows back at Cupid cause you're lazy, mean, and stupid. Who up there that don't know ain't gonna hurt 'em. Talking about where the crow flies. But what they do know can come back and bite you. Devil mixing truth with the lies.
You cover many genres. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I guess we talked about me being a faculty member. So
Yes.
lazy, mean, and stupid, it's not about any one person, just in case you're out
Yeah,
there
you're like,
thinking it's
"Was
about
this
you.
about me?"
It ain't. Well, maybe it should be or could be, but no, lazy, mean, and stupid, when you get your teaching evaluations at the end of
Yeah.
the semester,
Yeah.
you could, there were a couple that were really exemplary,
Yeah,
great
sure.
ones, you throw those away. And the ones that were like, this guy is just the worst human being on the planet, you
Yeah.
throw those away.
Yeah.
And in the middle, you could bend all of those into 3 categories: lazy, mean, or stupid.
Is that right?
I was mostly lazy, which meant I was not mean and stupid. And so I was okay with that. But that's where that song comes
Wait,
from.
and this was evaluating you as a
As
professor?
a teacher, yeah.
Okay.
As a teacher, yeah. You were
Okay.
lazy, mean, or stupid. So,
Okay.
But I was lazy.
Yeah, that's, I guess, better than the other options.
Still lazy.
Yeah. Well, you're not mean, you're not stupid. If you
Anyway.
got to choose one of them.
Yeah, it was kind of a fun song to do. And there's a version out there with Debo on it, although that didn't make this cut.
Yeah.
And so someday we may release that as a
Yeah.
separate, version 2.0 or something.
Yeah.
But as a kind of a male-female duet,
Yes. Yes.
But again, it's like the Too Many Texans songs. There's some stuff in it that's kind of accusatory at the beginning, but by the end, you kind of come back around and you take credit for stuff in the relationship that you got to own.
Yes. Yes.
You can point fingers and blame, externalize or something, but
Yeah.
ultimately it comes back to, I was kind of a jerk or something.
Yeah.
So that's what that song's about.
Isn't that how songwriting can almost be like our own therapy in life?
Yeah, it's a college course and therapy.
Yeah.
All wrapped up
all
in
for,
one.
All for one low
You think you're
price.
just getting a bunch of songs when you get this album, but in fact, it's going to be,
Save your marriage, save your
self-improvement.
future, save your health. If you listen to this album and you're not
It's
cured,
it's going to be transformative.
wow, I believe it. I believe it. I love it. I mean, because a lot of times songs are, just whatever, bubblegum, this and that. They're nice things, but when there's an actual meaning and soul behind it, it just adds a whole other
That's
dimension.
the hope, that's the hope.
Yep. All right. Shane, you ready for the next one? All right.
One more?
Let's do one more.
We got one more.
trouble now behind me. Until our time is done, we spend our lives moving on. It can seem like life's escaping, and time ain't standing still. And going with that flow means you fight against your will. So wrap your arms around me.
Okay, we heard some more Debo in there. Tell us
There's
about
Debo. Yeah, Debo's
this.
playing accordion and singing. And this one, there's a couple of places where lyrics sort of popped out in these. There's what is the line? I can't remember what the line was. But we spend our lives moving on. I was in England, and an Irish woman had just recently lost her partner. There was a woman in her 70s, really getting on in life, but she said something like, "We spend our lives moving on," and that stuck with me for some reason. That line just stuck with me, and I added some stuff to it and put it in the song. So this is about relationships, and I've just recently, in the last couple of years, last year, really started a new relationship. Shout out to Betsy Ventrella, love you.
You're loved by so many, Betsy.
You really are. She's doing pretty good. She just had abdominal surgery, and we just moved to a new house in Placida, so it's been quite a year, and it's only end of March, but only
Listen,
March.
you get through things like that, then you got a bond.
I think, again, this was driving home, 2 a.m. From Hobbs. I'm probably going through Vaughan, and I love it out there. I love that territory. But you're on a highway, and a train comes and is right next to you for a while. So you travel on together, and then you split apart. So it's kind of cool. Wow. So that's the allegory for
metaphor.
Yeah, a metaphor perhaps for relationships. You're only on this earth for a little bit. You got some time to spend with some people, and it lasts as long as it's going to last, and then whatever happens. So anyway, that's what this song's about: starting a new relationship.
Beautiful. So we talked a little bit about this, as far as now these songs are out there in the world, and few of them you've played live.
Yeah, a few of them. With Dio Navarez.
Okay.
Thank you, Dio.
Yes, and Dio, who's also one of the most beloved people who I've ever known. As I hear these, it's like I'm thinking, like, how can these songs not be played? I mean, of course, we have the album, but I'm just imagining, and live would be incredible, but I'm also hearing all the words. I'm sure that's no easy task to be able to do that.
Well, Ken Riley, other people said, you got to start a band and play these songs live. And I'm like, oh, really? So I think we started this whole thing. It's like, thanks for the opportunity to promote this stuff, because otherwise I'd be pretty sucky at it. So
I mean, how does that idea sit with you? Imagine you had a band who were super psyched
I'd love to do what you do. I'd love to be able to stand up with an acoustic guitar or something and play and sing these songs and stuff, and maybe that'll happen. I don't know. It's not going to happen real soon, but
well, now you got your house and your studio space. You're retired now. The excuses are going.
I don't have any excuses.
I mean, and also, think about this. Just if you can picture yourself living into that and being on stage, having all these songs there, does that feel kind of exciting?
Yeah, it's exciting, a little bit terrifying or something, but no. That's why I think I like the Sideman kind of role, because you can be supportive and buck a lot of the responsibility on other people, maybe. But maybe it's time for me to suck it up, Buttercup.
I mean, I don't think these songs came to you by accident. I know a lot of times they come to you not to be kept secret, but to be shared. There's a lot to share. There's a lot that you've created. So I sure encourage you, if it'd be something that would sound good to you, to spend some time to do that, because I think your heart would be filled to be able to go out around it and share these songs.
You hear it here first, folks. Seth.
I mean, I would
is
love
the
to have you back.
inspiration. And if you see me live somewhere and it's awful, you can just
Who's
go
that?
back.
What'd you do that show?
Everybody's got something.
Maybe not everybody. Maybe you're using that term too loosely.
A little too broadly
Well,
applied.
I'll tell you, I would love to have you back no matter what. But that would be super cool to, with a acoustic guitar or whatever, play a song or two. would be very special.
Well, thank you so much, and thanks for the inspiration.
Yeah.
Mandolin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mean like which instrument would he play those songs in?
Banjo? Do you like banjo?
I got bandolalia.
You do?
Banjolele, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Well, maybe you could play some backup for
Maybe
Thomas.
so.
Yeah. So
We'll go on the road.
Yeah, go on a tour. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
All right. Well, now we're in a place where many artists are that have created something wonderful, and of course the challenge is like, all right, well, what do you do with it? How do you get it out into the world?
How do you promote it? Yep.
And so hopefully this is one step towards it.
Thank you, sir.
And whatever else we can do to spread the word, because
Cool.
there's some beautiful music and beautiful songs, awesome lyrics, incredible musicianship. Yes, Shane?
Can you tell them about me and Ira at preschool?
Well, we'll talk about you and Ira at preschool. We'll do that. But we're just going to finish talking about.
Or Thomas?
Yeah, well, Thomas is going to stick around after the show, so we can tell him about that. But I'm certainly excited to be listening to your album in our home. Shane, we're going to get to hear this on our big speakers. Does that sound good?
What big
Our spirit, where we listen to records in
The
our
big
house.
speakers you got at your house.
Yeah, those Yamahas. Sound good?
Yeah.
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 Cool.
All right. Well, Thomas, it's
Cool.
sure been
Thank
a
you.
pleasure having you on the show, and I just wish you success.
What about talking about?
We'll come back after. We're going to take a little break, and then we're going to talk to Shane in a little
Time for
while.
a break.
But Thomas, kudos and congratulations on a lot of hard work to make this, and to Ken and all the musicians who helped make it happen. And I just hope it reaches many, many ears.
I'm sure I've forgotten somebody, and apologies if I forgot somebody.
Yes.
Who performed on it. Lisa Murphy sang on one song. I think I forgot to mention
You know
that.
what we can do is on the video description we can even list everyone's names. So
Perfect.
So
Perfect.
then we
so
can.
I don't have to remember.
Yeah, and even if you forget, you can go back and look and,
Cool.
and you'll see it. All right. Well, thank you again for being here.
Thanks for having
and
me.
it's just a joy to get to hear the stories behind the songs,
Yeah.
and wishing you all the best on this next chapter with your house and with Betsy, and may this album sing and shine for many, many, many years to come.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
And I look forward to having you back
Thank you.
again. All right.
Hey, Dada.
Everybody's got
Dada.
something.
That's fine.
Dada.
There's too many Texans, too many Texans in this town. The bars are full of these Texans, not enough bars to go around. Really don't, so you can spot them all.